Intro music. Big shout out to Drew for saying get some intro music. My name is, what would it be this week? My name is a gas shortage in the southern states. My name is Gas Shortage, and welcome to the southern states. This is episode 8, and we're not going to be talking about gas today. We're going to talk about big things in the news that happened this week, sort of in the last 10 days or so. I've been busy with work, but none of that stuff matters. Who cares? Who cares? We're back. Thank you for tuning in. I'll get into all the shout-outs at the end. First things first, the biggest news this week, I would say, is Bill Gates' divorce. Bill Gates and Melinda. Bill and Melinda. William and Melly. William and Melly called it quits. Willinda called it quits. And it's big news. With fire through the conspiracy is that, when Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, these guys get divorced so that they can sell a lot of stock at a high value without ruffling any feathers, without people being like, why are they doing that? I should sell my stock. And then the company crashes. But who knows why they got a divorce? It's tough. I wonder about rich people and divorces because from what I understand, they allow each other to sort of cheat. That's no big deal. And then, the main reasons that people get divorces, like normal people, are finances. So our Bill and Melinda finds, the kitchen remodel budget went way over. It went way over. And then, Melinda wanted to change from marble to hardwood, and it's just too much. They're bickering. Like, what do you even fight over? Or then working too much, which would be a tough one. Maybe Melinda was working too much. Maybe Bill was. If it's Bill at this point, regardless, if you're Melinda, so if you think Bill Gates is evil, then if you're Melinda, you would have been down with that, right? So either way, you can't really be upset for him now being evil. But if you believe that he's a good guy and he's doing the right thing, it's a little much for Melinda. I was up late I made chicken and I lit the candles and you don't come home. It's like, well, Melinda, there's some shipping channels in Africa that were clogged up and we need to get the medicine out. The candles were lit, Bill. The candles were lit. You just, I'm just trying to save the world. The thing is that the world is kind of counting on old Billy here. And he just, why don't you marry the world then? Why don't you marry the world? The kitchen is cold. The chicken, your chicken is cold. Forget it. But other than that, I can't think of a reason why they would get a divorce. Why would anyone want to divorce Bill Gates? I can't. Trying to picture it. I'm trying to picture what it could possibly, if there's anything that would make me, if I was with someone and I was like, oh, they're doing something really, really bad that is in the news sometimes. It was a pretty big deal. I'm just trying to picture it here. But who knows why Melinda, never mind. Maybe Bill just leaves his towels on the ground and Melinda was like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of walking over your wet towels, you lizard man, you. So moving on to a totally different story. Get this down. Move on. There's been an update in the Epstein case. What? So Jeffrey Epstein, if you don't know, I'll catch you up real quick. He was a guy that would invite people out to his island, film them doing all this horrible stuff, and then use that footage to blackmail them to get what he wants, allegedly. That's what he did. And there's all kinds, all the favorites in the media, like the Clintons and Bill Gates and everyone named Bill that's rich. They all went there. So you don't really hear too much about it because those guys are the good guys. So they don't really trash the good guys. I'm sure if there was some Southern Republican that went to the island, they'd be like, this guy. But so the update is just that his co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, has her trial coming up in November. So I think that means if her trial is in November, then her suicide's in October. So that's how that's going to go. But There's a few questions I have about Jeffrey Epstein that nobody else brings up. For one, so he would use it to blackmail. Have we ever tried to like pull at the string of the blackmail? What was he trying to get things done? And I started to think about it, and so like just take this picture for instance with old Billy Goat. So what is he getting Bill to do? We've always, I think I assumed because of the awful nature of what went on the island, I assumed that he was evil. And then I realized I'm making an ass out of you and me. Who knows if whether or not Jeffrey Epstein was evil? Maybe he had a blackmail racket. He's the head of a blackmail racket with the heart of gold. We don't know. We don't know what he was up to. How do you know that, like, he's not calling up Bill Gates? Billy, listen up. If this paperclip pops up on my screen one more time, I'm releasing the photos. The video is coming out, Bill. And he's just, well, it's actually supposed to help you. The paperclip is a... Jared says, Bill, one more time. This little annoying thing. We don't know. We don't know. It could have been Jeffrey Epstein calling up, the head of Netflix. Be like, you better not stop us from sharing the password. You stop us from sharing the password, the videos come out. The videos will come out. We don't know. He could have been the head of a blackmail racket with a heart of gold. And nothing's been proven in court. So if you're being really insensitive, we don't know what happened really with that guy. All of these super people, this guy who everybody listens to all the time, hung out with them even after he was found guilty of doing horrible things. So don't be upset with me for thinking that we never know. He was using it to do good things. Like Bill was like, I want to shoot a rocket of dust at the sun. And Jeffrey Epstein was like, no, you're not going to do that. You're not doing that weird. Bill, enough. So what else? Moving forward. The last thing I'll say actually about this that I really don't get. The rest of it, I'm just kind of joking. But so you plan evil stuff. You and your buddies. You get them on the island, then you're like, okay, we're going to do some evil stuff. And then for some reason, at the end, you guys all just pose for a group photo. You pose. Okay, and then we'll make sure that the patents don't get over into these other countries. And he's like, yes, that will protect the assets. And he's like, yes. And we'll regardless of the loss of life, we'll make sure that our investors have made lots of, okay, great money. And then they just all stand up and, all right, together, pose together. And like Prince Andrew is always, we'll get him up there. Prince Andrew's, he's linked to the whole thing. And just like, Andrew, come on. You're not looking at the camera. Like, get together. This is, I don't want to have to take it over and over again, okay? Now it's stand together. Bill, you get it. Why did they take photos at the end? That was weird. So we'll get to some more fun stuff today. The Proud Boys have closed their Canadian chapter. So first of all, if you don't know who the Proud Boys are, they're a group of people that were founded by one of the co-founders of Vice magazine, and it started out, seemed like a drinking club type thing, and it became, I don't know, the media says crazy racist terrorists. I don't know of any like Proud Boys sort of terror acts in Canada as of right now, but it's a little bit much. So they got put on the terror list as like a terror organization. And I'm not saying they're good. Anybody that behaves that way, to me, is a bit of a loser, regardless of what you believe. Your energy could be spent doing better things, or all the way up to their evil and horrible terrorist organization. So doesn't matter to me. But they have a list of the terrorist groups, and we'll get into the. So this is the list that the Canada added. They added the Proud Boys too. By the way, the Proud Boys the name sounds like it would be something I would support. Like something from Pride, like from Pride Month. The Proud Boys. You'd be like, oh, the Proud Boys, is that a band that plays Pride every year? They sound good. Oh, no. Oh, they're what? Oh, no, never mind. Never mind, not good. So The people the groups they added to the list were the Islamic State of West Africa, the Islamic State of Greater Sahara, Islamic State Libya, Islamic State Bangladesh, and Islamic State East Asia. Few things. One, isn't terrorism supposed to be sneaky? Like, why would you name your terror organization the Islamic State or whatever? Like, if Islamic State East Asia is on there. If I'm the head of Islamic State West Asia, we're not going by Islamic State, whatever. That's not our name. We're Synergy Consulting. That's how you get sneaky. Synergy Consulting. They're like, oh, are you guys part of the? No. We consult with people over things, totally legal things. Meanwhile, we're doing terror. We're still doing our terror, but we're not going to make it so easy for CSIS and the CIA to just, what do they just show up and they're like, where's Islamic State, West Asia? Okay, found ya. No, Synergy Consulting is going to slip right under the wire. Synergy Consulting is going to apply for grants. We're going to get grants from the government to do terrorism. That's how you work the system. Terrorists? Guys, come on. You got to be a little more sneaky. Another thing about these terrorist groups. So they throw the Proud Boys in with these guys. Imagine if you're like, you're really a terrorist and you're planning you're going to bomb a train, something awful. And they're like, oh, they've added us to the list over in Canada. They added us to the terror list. Like, for one, what do they care? What do they care at all? It's like, oh no. Well, what happens if they catch you? Like, well, they'll throw you in prison for maybe a few months at most. But you're in trouble because you'll be charged with terrorist crimes. And we'll pay for a lawyer, and you'll get health care and everything. It borderline will be better than your situation that you're in right now. But you're on our list. You're on the list, pal. Don't like that. Oh, that actually sounds nice. Can we? Maybe if I am the Islamic State West Asia head, I'm like, can we be added to the list as well? Because we wouldn't mind to be able to come over and make things work. We're really just deprived of resources over here. That's a lot of unchanneled anger. If you guys would just share a bit more. But if I am an evil terrorist and they add what have the Proud Boys done? Oh, great. So what have they done? And you're like, loading up your AK and they're like, what do they do? Well, they go and march with signs. They make people feel uncomfortable and they're racist. It's like, and you're just like, so pathetic. Definitely the biggest losers on the terrorist list are the Proud Boys. Sadly, guys, not a cool group to be a part of, and not even cool amongst the other terrorist groups. So it's no surprise that they called it quits. It's no surprise they called it in. Now let's get to my favorite part of all this. So when I was thinking about terrorism and stuff, I was thinking about the old school brand of terrorism that I was kind of sold back in the day. They always would play this video, and it's tough to find the whole video anymore, but they would play this video on the news, and it was meant to let us know over here in North America, like, guys, watch out. There are these terrorists, and boy, oh boy, do you need to be scared. And people were scared. Now, this is a little 14-second snippet from the video I could find. They would show this on the news. Let's give it a once through. The swipes, the diamond swipes. So Al-Qaeda, this is an Al-Qaeda training video that they released to be like, watch out, folks. Watch out. We're coming. Look at this start. Who are you guys going to invade? Are you a playground? What are you doing? What is this? You think over here in America, we were good? Once they see our upper arm strength, they're going to be terrified. Oh no. Like, have you seen? The guy can get from one end of the jungle gym all the way to the other. What are we going to do? And then even, I mean, so they're like, we're going to film this and send it around the world. It's going to strike terror. There's developed countries that have lasers that shoot off of boats. They're like, they're going to be so teared. Once they see our footwork, once they see, a lot of people don't know this, but CrossFit was actually invented by Al-Qaeda. As you can see, this is just the first, it's not Al-Qaeda training. It's just the first CrossFit class. And yes, this guy on the side here with the gun, it's a little weird way. It's a weird way to coach a class. It's definitely an odd way to coach a class, but that's what this is. This is a CrossFit class. So here's another great moment. The swipe with the squares. That's scary? Which member of Al-Qaeda had Apple? They had Final Cut. And they're trying to just, which is the scariest swipe? And for some reason, and I would have disagreed. I'd have said, John, no, the spinning squares is fun. It looks fun. And he would have been like, well, all it is a CrossFit class. And this to them was like, oh, like they watched, so Al-Qaeda watched this, it was like, oh, they're going to be so scared. They're going to be so scared when they see this. What do they think that the North America, like what, surrounding the White House, so there's no way to get in unless you can do the monkey bars. That's how you get past. You can't get into America unless you have enough upper body strength to get 11 rungs deep. And even as you watch, I hate to pick on these guys too much, but they're terrorists. They run like if I was there, I'd be like, guys, you got to be a box. You learn this in football. You're a box. You're running. You keep it tight. Sloppy up top running. I could knock all of these guys over easily. Where the knees aren't bent. The center of balance, I'd be like, Mike, John, Terry, the center of balance needs to be lower as we run. We're not going to strike fear in the hearts of our enemies with this unbalanced, sloppy running. I'm like, well, what about when I did the balance beam? What about, is that going to scare the infidels? Like, yeah. Excuse me, Mike. You did a really good job. It's hilarious. I would do this for fun. I would love to do Al-Qaeda training. That's what I realized. I would love to. I don't want to be in it, which made me think, if I lived in an Afghanistan village, would Al-Qaeda be upset for me to, like, if I'm just there, they're all up on the monkey bars, be like, oh, you want to kill the infidels? We're hatching a plot here any day now. And I'm like, no, just waiting to do my set. I just want to do some chin-ups. You guys have the best equipment in town. Once you're done, I'll work in. You guys go around. No, infidels, I understand. Yes, you kill them all. You guys do that. I'm actually just wanting to have bigger shoulders for the summer. And last summer, every picture I looked at, I was like, oh, I could have done a little bit more. So, and then I saw you guys have this equipment. So here I am. Would they have gone for it? I don't know. Would they have gone for it? Who knows? You know what? I think that's it. Jungle Gym. Yeah, that's all it was. So, what would be the wrap up for this one? As far as messages go, I don't know. Early 2000s terrorism videos, kind of funny. Kind of like, what? You thought this was going to scare people? Didn't scare me. Maybe it scared someone. But with all jokes aside, it did create CrossFit. And now today, when you see people, they always get CrossFitters always run around the block. When you see them, just know that was Al-Qaeda did that. Wow. Okay. Pretty cool. Thank you for tuning in. You know your names. You guys are awesome. Hit the like button. Yeah, that'd be cool. Let's dance it out. I should really shorten this. Oh, there we go.